Peace and love and happy holidays to you. This is your host, Graciana Africa. Welcome to another ISIS Visions, alright? Where I'm going to give it to you raw and give you those current those current events from an esoteric point of view, alright? And tonight's topic, we're going to talk about American Gods and Orlando Jones. Recently, who put out a video on Twitter where he was talking about how disappointed he was that he was, just booted off of the next season of American Gods. For any of you who haven't seen American Gods, it's a show on Stars, a series, a very good series that talks about, different deities throughout time. It's based off of a book, I think. And what interested me in the show was basically Orlando Jones' character, because his character was very powerful. Not only was his character very powerful, I think that he played that part of Anansi, who was an West African deity. He played that part a little bit too well. And they say that the showrunner, it was actually a new showrunner that was hired for the new season of American Gods, who is actually the same showrunner, producer for America's Got Talent, and the show that Gabrielle Union was just recently hosting. They fired her too from there because she was a little bit too pro-black, and so it's kind of like a pattern. And also, this showrunner fired Orlando Jones from the new season of American Gods without even, and it's crazy because Orlando Jones was actually a writer of the show. And for him to just get a call out of nowhere saying we don't want you for the next season is a little bit suspect. Alright? It's very suspect. And this is why I tell my people that we cannot depend on white Hollywood to tell our stories, especially stories of African deities that belong to our ancestry. Anansi is an African deity, and I'm going to give you a quick little history lesson of who Anansi was. He was a sky god, an African sky god, a warrior god, a trickster, and I think he played that part so well that, of course they're not going to want us to tap into our ancestry, to tap into our history. So I'm going to give you a quick little history lesson of who Anansi, the African deity, really was. Alright? We'll read this and come back with my commentary. Alright, Anansi, the trickster, is a West African god. He often takes the shape of a spider and is considered to be the god of all knowledge and of all stories. He is also one of the most important characters of West African and Caribbean folklore. The Anansi tales are believed to have originated in the Ashanti people in Ghana. The word Anansi is Akan and means simply spider. They later spread to other Akan groups, and then the West Indies and the Netherlands and so on. Alright? So Anansi the spider, he has many different stories. Basically a storyteller. He was a black god, and Orlando Jones just played this deity very well, and it was powerful. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you a clip from American Gods. My favorite clip from the show. This is what had me addicted. There were some other parts of the series that had me addicted because they tapped into a lot of comedic knowledge, and a lot of these gods that they talk about are gods that are loosely based off of our old African deities from Kemet. A lot of these gods, like Kali Ma. Kali Ma is another version of Het Haru. But they're not going to tell you that. But that's just going too deep into the story. But I'm going to go ahead and show you one of my favorite clips that was so powerful, that talked about the injustice. It was almost like he was a fortune teller. You know what I'm saying? And he talked about that anger and that rage, and how powerful it is for us to have that anger and that rage, because it's the only way that we can change things, which is very true. They don't want that message out there. Think about that.
Let me paint a picture of what's waiting for you on the shore. You arrive in America, land of opportunity, milk and honey, and guess what? You all get to be slaves, split up, sold off, and worked to death. The lucky ones get Sunday off to sleep and fuck and make more slaves and all for what? For cotton, indigo, for a fucking purple shirt. The only good news is the tobacco your grandkids are gonna farm for free is gonna give a shitload of these white motherfuckers cancer. And I ain't even started yet. 100 years later, you're fucked. 100 years after that, fucked. 100 years after you get free, you still getting fucked out of job and shot at by police. You see what I'm saying? This guy gets it. I like him. He's getting angry. Angry is good. Angry gets shit done.
Yes, sir. Now, did you hear that? Angry gets shit done. Now, the powers that be, the producer of the show, didn't want that narrative to carry on to the third season. They said, I think Orlando said in the video, he didn't like that the producer didn't like what that message was going to, how it was going to influence the black people of America. And why is that? Because it's a powerful message, and it's the truth. The only way niggas get shit done is when you're angry. Alright, and a lot of us, we just don't get angry no more. We just let shit be. We're just dead. We're just dead man walking. And there was a lot of other things that he said in there that I loved. Like one of the only good things about when we become slaves is we built the tobacco fields that's going to give a shitload of these crackers cancer, which is very true. And I'm pretty sure Orlando wrote that monologue. I loved it. It's more in the show, and I'm just very disappointed that we're not going to see any more of Orlando. But the good thing about it is since he's a writer, he can go ahead and start writing his own films. We need to stop depending on white Hollywood to tell our stories. This is why I'm creating Segment Productions, why I'm going to have documentaries about Johnny Cochran, and why I'm going to tell the stories of our ancestors and pass on the knowledge of our ancestors in my way, in the way that it needs to be done, from the eyes of the black woman. You know what I'm saying? Isis visions. We need to be able to tell our own stories through our own narrative, because if we continue to let them do it, it's going to be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Just the same way they destroyed history, they don't want you to know your history. So we have to dig into it. We have to research our own things, and we need to tell our own stories. All right. Before I get out of here, I wanted to talk about the purple plates. I received my Isis necklace with the purple plate on it that Bobby Hemmett was talking about. This plate is very strong. I'm pregnant right now, and I want to have a healthy baby. So I advise everybody, I've heard great reviews about this purple plate, how it just really, energizes you. It heals every disease from cancer and so on. It's just a powerful plate that is used for your magnetic field to energize you and to raise up your frequency. So go to purpleplates.com to purchase this. They have it in all different forms. All right, I chose my Isis necklace, and I'm just happy I got it today. All right, again, Isis Visions. Don't forget to subscribe and like, comment. Tell me how you feel about American Gods. Tell me how you feel about this, and also donate. If you can, donate to isisvisions.com. You know, I'm always taking donations so I can continue to give you better material. All right? So, y'all stay woke out there, and peace and love.